Without further ado, Emily Hanson, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike, for that introduction, and good evening. I'd like to share a story with all of you. Just a few weeks ago, my mom lost her battle with cervical cancer. And for the past 6 weeks or so of her life, she was in and out of the hospital. For a majority of the time, she was receiving blood transfusions or platelets, and it was my understanding that this was really what was keeping her alive and alert. Now, I have this memory of being with my mom at Hillcrest Hospital and sitting with her as the nurse was getting ready for the evening, and she was starting to prepare a blood transfusion. The nurse was taking a little bit longer, and I remember she looked over at one point and she said to us, "I'm sorry, we're out of blood." And I had this moment of thinking, how could we be out of blood? There are so many healthy individuals walking around who are willing and able to donate. I was ready to donate on the spot. How could we be out? From that moment on, I knew that I felt called to donate in any way that I could or serve through the American Red Cross, whether that was sitting to donate blood every 56 days or coming in to donate platelets 24 times a year. I wanted to be a part of that because in that moment, I felt so scared and nervous and helpless. And I didn't want someone to have that same experience that I did, questioning whether or not a family member would be able to get the care that they needed. Now, I feel very close to this organization because it's impacted me so closely and my family. But through our research, we've learned that not everyone has that same connection, particularly not Gen Z and millennials. And this is a challenge, and it's one that we face this evening. One of the challenges that our research has shown is engaging young professionals, specifically Gen Z and millennials, with the Red Cross. And it's not always as simple as connecting with them as in ways that they've done in the past. Now, throughout the past month or so, our cohort has had the opportunity to interview about a dozen Red Cross employees and engage in ways with this organization like volunteering, signing up to take a course online, or giving blood. And this has helped shape some of our research and our background knowledge and the suggestions that we'll provide for this evening. One of the cohort members had the opportunity to interview the president of the Red Cross for Humanitarian Services, Harvey Johnson, and he had a wonderful quote that I think sums up how we would like to move forward with this evening. And it's to leave things better than you found it and better positioned for the future. And that's what we'd like to do here. We would like to be a part of the Red Cross's future. And we have some suggestions which we'll share with you tonight to help do just that. Now, the first suggestion we'll discuss is a targeted marketing campaign meant to engage with millennials and Gen Z and get to know them a little bit better. The second thing that we'll suggest is a social media relaunch. This is the primary mode of communication that millennials and Gen Z are using, social media. And getting on the same platform as them will have endless possibilities, two of which we'll discuss this evening. Two targeted social media campaigns. The first meant to give visibility to the Red Cross, to help get the name out there and help people recognize it. And the second social media campaign will engage with the followers and give them a why. Why should I care about the Red Cross? What does it mean to me, and how does it affect my day-to-day? Now, one of the things that stood out to us in our research is this desire for more. More volunteers, more donors, and more supporters. But we can't find more without leveraging what we already have. People who are drawn to volunteer with or donate to the Red Cross are service-oriented individuals, people who are passionate and driven and want to be a part of the community around them. Someone who has this innate desire to leave things better than they found it and help better position others for the future. You could even say the strive to serve is in their blood. And we have branded this as someone who is just our type. So through basic targeting techniques, we find these individuals in organizations like Greek life, athletics, pre-professional programs. And we find that all of these organizations have a commonality, and it is centered around service and being part of the community around them. Now we can take a deeper dive into the values and the beliefs that some of these individuals have. And we can use a method of psychographic targeting. Now, this will allow us to better understand the individuals who are drawn towards this organization, what drives them, what kind of beliefs, values, backgrounds, and other characteristics. And we recommend using a service such as Experian to take the data that the Red Cross already has on their donors and volunteers and their supporters and leverage that to find a better understanding of those individuals and how we can market that to the younger generation. So once we have an understanding of who we want to be targeting, we need to make sure that we're on the same platform as everyone. Now I'll speak for myself and say I probably spend a little bit too much time on Instagram, but who doesn't these days? That's the primary mode of communication for millennials and Gen Z. This is how we're receiving news on breaking events. This is how we are advertising, looking at brands for which car to buy or new clothes, which events should I attend. This is how we're communicating with each other primarily. And so by becoming a part of social media, we believe that the Red Cross can extend its reach to countless individuals and be at the top of their feed. We suggest relaunching the Instagram page for the Northern Ohio Red Cross and using this as a means to connect with the younger generations, posting more stories and posts. Every day, this will be a part of their feed as they're scrolling, and the Red Cross will be top of mind. Now, once we have a platform to engage with younger generations, we suggest 2 social media campaigns. The first one we've branded as My Drip. And you can see the wristbands that we've come up with have the statement on them, "The American Red Cross is my drip." This is a statement of passion, of support for the Red Cross. By wearing this band, someone's saying, I support this organization, and I want to share with others why this is important to me. One way that we encourage the Red Cross to use these bands is by selling them as a fundraiser. This will allow for people to receive them and then encourage them to post about them on social media and share with their followers how passionate they are about the Red Cross. The goal is to use this band as a form of recognition. So when someone sees a red wristband, they associate it with the Red Cross. Just as a few years back, when people saw a yellow wristband, they would associate it with Livestrong and what that represents. Once again, the goal here is to build that recognition, that visibility for the Red Cross. But these wristbands will also give way to a possibility of a rewards program or a referral program. So by completing a babysitting course or donating blood for the second time, by referring a friend to donate or volunteer, someone could receive a band as a form of recognition. This is the Red Cross telling them that I see the effort that you've put in and how you've supported us, and I would like to support you in return. And I'd like you to wear this band and share with others what it means to you. So once we have built more recognition, we want to give others a sense of why. Why does this organization mean something to them? Why should I care about the Red Cross and what they do? And how does this affect me day to day? Now, I've shared my story with you this evening about my mom. And my hope is that it resonates with you. But realistically, this is a small room of individuals compared to the countless followers that could be reached on social media by using a post on Instagram, for example, to engage others who couldn't be here this evening or who I might not interact with face to face. by posting something on social media and tagging my Red Cross reason, I can share with others why I feel passionate about this organization and how they've supported me and my family. And I can use this as a way to engage with others who I might not normally have the chance to share my story with. Now, I understand that my situation is unique and it may not resonate with everyone. So if someone were to click on my Red Cross reason on Instagram and scroll through the number of posts, they may see a different story that resonates with them. Whether this is a story about a family member who was affected by a disaster, such as the most recent one in Kentucky, and the Red Cross was able to give them aid. Or someone who had a family member who was serving overseas, and the Red Cross was able to help connect them. Those stories might spark an interest in them. It might encourage someone to think about what their Red Cross reason is and why this organization means so much to them. How does it touch their lives? Maybe they hadn't realized it before. All of this is meant to engage with millennials and Gen Z, to build visibility, to build a network of the younger generation in the Northern Ohio region. And we've discussed 4 main ideas this evening. The first being a targeted marketing campaign meant to get to know the individuals who feel passionate and called to serve with the American Red Cross. This will allow us to further target younger generations. Next, by relaunching the social media brand on Instagram and connecting with the younger generations on a platform that they use day to day, that they're constantly scrolling through to keep this organization top of mind. This gives way to 2 social media campaigns. The first, the My Drip campaign, allowing for further visibility of the brand, extending the reach and the recognition. And the My Red Cross Reason campaign, influencing others to think about their Red Cross reason, why this organization means so much to them, and why they should care, and why they should donate and volunteer and give their time and resources. Now, my Red Cross reason will always be my mom. This organization has truly touched my life in a way that I can't begin to describe. Through our research, we learned that over 40% of the blood donations in the US come from donors of the American Red Cross, and that is an impactful number. That is the difference between someone like my mom receiving the donations that she needs and not. And so I feel very called to serve this organization in any way that I can. And so my call to action for you this evening is to think about what your Red Cross reason is. How has this organization impacted your life in a way that maybe you hadn't thought of before? And I would like for you to think about that reason and share it with someone who is not here this evening, in hopes that it will spark an interest and a movement to thinking about why we feel compelled to serve this organization and just how it can impact others. Now, our cohort is very excited to continue to share these ideas with you so that we can help to be a part of the future of the Red Cross. Thank you.